All right, this is your last chance to back out. If you want to do this, you'll move your token up to Duncan.
Pulling out is for pussies. I may die here, but I will die a man.
See, out of game, honestly, right, I have tried to find reasons for Theo to join. There's just none. There's just none for him to join.
The honor of being a Grey Warden is pretty up there.
But
I don't know why he would say no.
That's not something that motivates him to just like honor isn't going to give him coins and put food on his table.
Yes, but the right of conscription.
As of now, Duncan doesn't have any reason to conscript anyone.
Yes, but the Grey Wardens have the right of conscription. It is the ultimate power move.
Did Theo
yes,
look wounded?
If you became a Grey Warden and you were high enough in the order, you could take people. It would be very corrupt to just do it for personal gain, but you can certainly do it.
Yeah, I don't think Theo looked that wounded.
I mean, I think I healed you both to full with a fast healing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. 3 of you have committed to do this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mechanical reasons. Once you guys finish the joining, there will be... all of you will gain access to the prestige class that is called a Grey Warden, which will have abilities gaining to it on its own. It doesn't require you investing levels into it. It'll be a side grade as you advance in power.
Power gaming, yeah!
However, just in case anyone was unaware, there are some downsides to being a Grey Warden, which we will get to in RP reasons for RP's sake.
You've got syphilis. Deal with it.
It'll be great. It'll be great.
All right. Duncan starts working at his little work desk and doesn't say anything to anyone, greatly increasing the apprehension and the unease in the air as the 3 of you are largely ignored for the next 10 minutes, just wondering what in the hell is going to happen now. So this is a great time for you guys to talk in character or stand there looking awkward and wait for what happens.
The procedure involves blood of Darkspawn. Interesting.
There's also lyrium involved as you're watching.
Lyrium, blood, magic, blood magic.
Duncan does slowly turn over his shoulder. There is no blood magic at work here.
Alchemical, then. I'm out of my depth.
Oh, sorry, I did not mean to post that up.
You investigate your ability. Are you examining this shit?
He's like, oh god, what did I do?
Interesting.
All right. As everyone is just waiting patiently and nervously as to whatever's going to happen, Duncan looks like he's finished what he's doing, and he presents a very big chalice and starts to dump this mixture into it that he made it. Who goes first?
Ash will step up.
Oh, I was going to roll for it, but all right.
You got this, Leon.
Nah, this is
Duncan stands in front of you, and he has the chalice in both hands, and he hands it to you. You are called upon to submit yourself for the greater good. Now you have to drink.
Death to the old, may the new rise again. I drink.
Fortitude save.
Oh my fucking god!
I called it. I am using my hero points. This is why I didn't use my hero point. I knew this would happen. I knew it. Eric, I knew it would happen. I told you I would roll on that one.
There are no hero points in this game.
There are hero points. We've used them before. Yes, there are.
When did we use one?
We used them last session. Multiple people used them before.
To do what?
Reroll saving throws or checks. There's a reason why I didn't use my precious baby boy.
I am not allowing hero points for this for story reasons. However, I'm not going to fuck you like that. You get to roll one more time, and whatever it is what it is.
Bye.
Ash drinks it, and after he swallows it, his eyes turn black. He starts to gag, and he falls on the ground, spasming, as foam starts coming out of his mouth. Duncan refills the cup and hands it to Evelyn. You are called upon to submit yourself to the greater good.
Next, you're gonna tell me I need to sell myself to sell my soul to a demon, and then I'm gonna take a drink before he has a chance to respond. Well, respond.
As with Ash, Evelyn's eyes turn black. She starts choking and spasming, barfs a little bit on the floor, and collapses as she rides on the ground. He fills the cup, hands it to Lucius. You are called upon to submit yourself to the greater good.
I immediately, once he fell over foaming at the mouth, I ran over to him to try and see if there's anything I could do to help him.
Stop.
What?
He hands you the cup, and he recites his little spiel.
Look down at the other two for a moment.
They are both writhing and making very unearthly noises. Their skin looks like it's boiling in their bodies. He is looking dead at you.
Realizing to myself that this is going to happen and I have no choice at this point because too late to back out now. I lift up the cup, close my eyes. This will be no worse than my experiments. I've been burned before. For the Gallus family. And I will take a drink. Set it down.
Fortitude check.
Thank fuck at least 2 people survived. That makes me feel better.
Evelyn and Lucius are both writhing on the ground as foam comes out of their mouths. Your skin feels like it's on fire. Your blood is trying to explode in your body. Your eyes, you swear you can smell them melting in your face. And you can no longer see anything. The world is on fire. Everything around you is turning into a horrific shadow of what it used to be. As you look at each other, you're turning into deformed shadows. You instinctively reach for your weapons, ready to kill everyone around you in terror and fear and self-determination. And you find yourself flying through the ground. And as you disappear into the earth, you see thousands and thousands of torches being carried by millions of darkspawn. And you are drawn towards a single point. And finally, you are put face to face with what looks to be a rotted, decayed corpse of a black dragon that sees you, makes eye contact with you, and roars in defiance at your appearance. And the two of you start to get up. Ash, however, does not move.
I look at the Grey Warden.
From
I
this
say-
day forward, you two are Grey Wardens to the end of your days.
I look back towards Ash and I say, and him?
Only about 1 in 4 survived the joining. Sadly, he did not seem to be one. Duncan gently and respectfully picks up Ash's body and starts carrying it back towards the little campsite he was at, where Theo is there.
He's gonna burn me alive. Excellent.
You're not alive anymore.
This is true.
Sorry, dude.
Can I do a society check? Like, if
This happened last time.
am
Hey,
I?
I re-rolled an 18 and then you said re-roll again, bitch.
There are no hero points to get out of something like this.
Uh,
So I'm like, all right, we're just going to go with the raw results, and the DC to pass was a 12. You threw a 10. Sorry, dude. This happened last time I ran this game. Someone threw a nat 1. I'm like, I can't fudge that. Fuck.
Such is life.
Sorry, dude.
So
Best part is I fucking called it too.
You did. And I don't take any joy from this. I like killing people once in a while, but not to a random dice roll. But this is part of the story. This is how it works.
Eric,
In the game itself, in Dragon Age Origin, you and 2 others take the joining, and 2 of them die. This is just how it goes.
Eric, you don't need to feel bad. You know I have other characters I can play.
I don't feel bad. So, Theo, you see 3 of them returning, with Ash being carried in Duncan's arms. Duncan stands in front of the fire and is reciting a prayer to himself. And up Ash's body goes onto the pyre.
can I do a society check? Is this like normal? Like after they go away and do the wee fucking voodoo magic, this is something that just normally happens. Somebody comes back dead.
You may try it, though this is a closely guarded secret for a reason.
Yeah.
You have no idea what happened.
Okay.
Although Ash is clearly dead and Duncan just burned his body on a pyre. The other 2 look very confused and sad.
Should I kind of stand up and be like, why are you burning his body?
Because he is dead, but died valiantly.
I'm gonna like does anyone look like they have like blood on their weapons or anything like that? Or
You may do a perception check.
Did Ash wear like a literal physical metal mask of any kind?
Yep.
You want to take it?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get like some sort of branch or something where I can get that metal plate off.
Duncan would not have minded letting you have it before he burned it, so.
Great, you see some horned abomination behind the mask.
At this point, anyone who didn't know, Ash is very clearly a Kunari. Although I think everyone knew it by now.
I didn't.
You are even more surprised at today's events. Theo, no one's weapons look as if there was any carnage involved. Ash looked like he may have just straight up died from a spirit going into his body, for all you know.
I mean,
And Duncan is not giving you any answers.
and obviously in his head it's a kunari, but at the same time there's a way to die. Even Theodore knows that. So yeah, Theodore is gonna go back and just now trust absolutely no one with absolutely anything.
Excellent.
Now then, the 2 of you, there will be much to discuss in the coming days. But for now, we have been called to stand before the king and the general to discuss tonight's strategy. Take the time you need, and find me at the other end of the camp. Please do not delay. And he heads across the bridge without you guys.
I wish to at least change these dressings here. If we're gonna go before the king, I need to not look beat to hell. Do either one of you need any medical attention?
I'm fine.
I'll approach. What the hell just happened there?
This is a perfect sad song.
You dodged a bullet.
I dodged many things, but 3 people going away and then 2 coming back.
Well, I'm not exactly sure. He didn't provide us exact details. So outside of Eric, did he call it the joining,
Yes,
or did he just refer to it as a ritual?
he referred to it as the joining.
Okay. Outside of calling it the joining, we all drank from this mixture. I don't know if it was some sort of. Think back on my occult knowledge, but I've just not heard of anything like this. We all drank from this concoction he made. Uh, he drank first, and he died. I don't. I just don't know. He didn't offer us any details, and at that point, it was too late to back out.
People say Tevinter, we're the ones that have our weird rituals and kill people. How ironic, eh?
I'm sorry, Sir Von Drack. I don't know how to explain this to you. I'm still processing it myself.
You have,
I just walk away.
you have nothing to apologise for. The elf shows a lack of respect in regards to a companion or battlemate who's just willing to stand beside someone. As much as he was an enemy of my people, he helped me greatly. It's something that'll be remembered.
I've never met his kind before, but he's a very interesting fellow.
If you tell anyone this, I said this, I'll deny it. But his people,
your private thoughts are your own.
his people fight with ferocity, and that is the best compliment I can give them. That's all I'm going to say.
I understand. We shouldn't keep the king waiting. I do need to take just a brief moment to rebandage some of these.
Are you still out of breath?
Were you cut in the battle?
I mean, I was cut, but Ashnok cured me. So
I understand. I will only be a couple of brief moments. I'm gonna haul ass off for the medical tent.
Hmm.
Evelyn wandered off without the others.
Yep.
Evelyn, the eternal loner, it seems.
No, I'm just learning lessons about the real world.
Yeah, the real world is not a pleasant place.
Do you need a medicine check or anything for me to properly rebandage everything? Or I essentially just want to keep up appearance because it is the king.
You have the equipment you need to at least make it look good. Not enough to, rapidly stitch everything together without it looking like shit. But, combat means bandages and slings. So you can make it look like you're in perfect shape.
can I do a society check?
4.
Would I know the right way that growing up and obviously Kunari being at war with my people, would I know at least of the way they dispose of their dead?
You may try. Give me a society check and give me +3.
Hero point.
No.
Yeah. It's not. It's not
No.
important. It's not important.
You're just going to disable all hero points now.
You can have it, I guess. But going forward, there are no more fucking hero points. I don't like that shit.
Yay! 12!
Yeah.
So 15, I'll take
Curse of
it.
hero points.
I'll take it. It's only hero point I'll use.
There are no more hero points after today's session. Because I don't like that shit.
We will need to find other ways of re-rolling. Don't worry.
Rerolling is bullshit.
We will find
So is
them. I will look for them.
anyone around Theo right now?
No. You are alone in this little area now.
So would he know anything in regards to how the Kun deal with the passing of one of their members?
You don't know any specialized rituals that they have. You were not involved enough in reconnaissance or the army to understand Kunari culture. But you are certain that no matter what culture you're in, if you provided a general farewell service as you would to any other member of Tevinter, it would not be dishonorable to Ash and his ancestors for you to say goodbye to him that way. It'd actually be quite respectful to be put away by supposedly your enemy.
I'll do that, but I'll do that in Kunari.
That is impressive. Theodore will quietly recite a funeral passage for Ash in Kunari, and he feels his blood boil a little bit when he does it. But Theo, you also feel a peace in your heart that you haven't felt for a long time when you do it. Lucius, you clean yourself up. Nothing looks particularly gross, or none of your bandages are bleeding through. You put some fresh, clean stuff on yourself. You look as presentable as you can be, considering the monumental effects that you guys have gone through today.
Perfect. With that, I will trot off with all due haste towards the meeting place.
Theo, are you going to make your way to Duncan, or are you going to stay here?
I will make my way after Lucius passes.
All right, the two of you are on your way but haven't arrived yet since Evelyn took off first. Evelyn, you find Duncan is kind of waiting outside the big command tent. It is massive with multiple guards standing in front of it. You can hear men discussing things with heated voices inside, but not quite shouting at each other. And Duncan's standing out there just waiting for the rest of you, and he sees you approach alone. You never seem to be one for company, do you?
I wanted company. I wanted to meet people.
You wanted to
Sure.
meet people, but continue walking away without your companions.
I didn't do that when we started. I've just learned enough lessons that I'm... Never mind.
Do you regret your decisions?
I don't know. I really don't.
There is wisdom in that, even if it doesn't sound like it. The Maker brought you here, Evelyn Fardham, whether you know it or not.
Yeah, I'm assuming that... Yeah, I'd wager the Maker probably decided to rip me from my family and imprison me in a tower for 20 years, too.
Did the Maker decide that all of these men who have died before tonight, and all who will die tonight, deserved to die? We can never understand the Maker's understandings or actions for us all. We are in control of our own lives to the best of our abilities, as are you.
Hmm.
Do you believe the Maker wants all of these men to die tonight?
Hell if I know. I've never exactly been a person of faith.
Is the chant not pushed in the circle in Ravine?
I hate the Chantry.
And that explains your avarice for everything around you. Do you have no faith at all? Or do you follow the Oven Pantheon, considering your heritage?
That's a funny joke. The only
I
faith
am
I
being
had
serious.
is... The only faith I had was in the betterment of people. Taking care of them. Helping people understand that I wasn't some terrible monster.
Who calls you that? You do.
If people didn't think I was a monster, why would I be taken away from my family? Exactly. And then I'm just gonna... I'm gonna close myself off at that point.
There's a great deal of inner conflict within you, Miss Farden. I suggest for now you put it away until tonight's events are over. Lucius and Theo run up. There you two are. Come now. We've been called. And with that, the guards allow you guys into the tent where, holy shit, is that the king? He's standing there as a young man with long hair wearing, my god, is that gold armor? Is he wearing full plate made of fucking gold? And there's an older looking man, probably in his late 50s, also in full plate, but far less ornate. And the two of them seem to be discussing things with a lot of heat between their voices. The king is insistent that the plan will work. The general is less so. But as you guys walk into the room, the king completely interrupts the discussion. Hail to the new Grey Wardens! Well met to you all! And he walks right on up to you guys and eagerly puts his hand out to shake your guys' hands. Everyone's taken aback, like, my god, is that a king walking up to shake my hand?
I will shake his hand, but make him aware I'm not a Grey Warden.
Oh, you're going to ruin the fun like that. Lucius, what do you do?
I will gladly accept his offer of a handshake and bow my head respectfully. It's an honor to meet you, my lord.
Evelyn, do you?
I'll shake his hand.
As he's meeting everyone and Theo said, I'm not a Grey Warden, he kind of stops a little bit and looks at you. Oh, but you're an associate with them, right?
I am working as a mercenary, yes.
Excellent. It's good enough for me. We are honored to have you in our ranks. I was just discussing with General Logain here that the plan will work, just as we said. He's very insistent with his words now. The general is just kind of standing there. The three of you give me society checks. Theo, you get a +2 because you've already seen this man.
23.
Evelyn is from too far away. Lucius and Theo, this is General Logain Mactir, the famed hero of Ferelden, who some time ago worked with the young king from prior times to help liberate Ferelden from Orlesian occupation. He's often considered a bit of a folk hero, and he seems to be the guy personally handpicked by the king to lead the armies in this conflict tonight, who seems unimpressed with the strategy being discussed. You guys listen in on the conversation, and the plan so far is, for the last several days, the king's forces have been openly provoking the mustering Darkspawn forces to the south, and letting their presence of Ostagar be known. The intention is to provoke the enemy into charging the fortress, where a garrison force will stand outside of the walls with limited artillery and archers to make their position look weaker than it is. Most of the force will be held off and reserved some distance down the way under control of General Mactir. When the signal is sounded, his forces will move in to surround and flank the enemy, who will now be pressed between the front line, the gates, and the reinforcing army that'll trap them from behind. On paper, the plan sounds like it should be fine. However, everyone sees that the king seems a bit too sure of himself, and the general less so. They are now discussing what the signal will be. We are going to be using the beacon, the lighthouse on top of the Tower of Ishal. And personally, I want the Grey Wardens to lead the charge to ensure that this will happen. And he looks at the three of you. The general interrupts. Do we really need the Grey Wardens to light a fire at the top of a tower? The king swats it away. The plan hinges on it, Logain. I'll have no more of your whining. This is what's going to happen. And Duncan just kind of bows that that's what they're going to do. However, the king then turns to Duncan. Duncan, you will be joining me. You're going to fight side by side on the front lines. Duncan seems surprised and simply bows, yes, your highness. After 10 more minutes of discussing the plan, King Kalen is unmoved by any other ideas, and you guys are kind of pushed out of the tent to get ready. And Duncan groups all of you together outside. Well then, we have our orders. The three of you are going to be securing the Tower of Ishal to ensure that the beacon fire is lit when needed. You understand the importance of this. Without the beacon, the general's men will not know when to charge, and the fortress would fall.
I understand.
Understood.
Yes.
Before this goes ahead, though, we obviously had an agreement that I was a mercenary for hire. This seems to be a large-scale battle. No insults are meant by this, but there's a chance that this doesn't go the way that we hope. Don't get paid. I'd very much like to get my months in advance before we take this risk.
As of now, you guys are on babysitting duty lighting a fire on top of a lighthouse. I don't sense much danger.
I'm more talking
If the
about,
plan works properly, none of you would see any combat at all.
I'm more talking about you as my employer. You're the one that's in danger. If you die, then there is no one to pay me.
That is a fair point. He reaches into his pocket and he hands you an envelope that is stamped closed with the wax seal of the Warden crest. Should I fall and not return, this is a copy of your contract. If I die tonight and you do not see me again, then I am considered in default of my mercenary agreement. You will then be entitled to full payment. Does that suit you?
Yeah, I will give a respectful bow and say the beacon will be lit.
Assuming that everything goes according to plan and that we meet tomorrow morning, then we will discuss your payment moving forward. The rest of you, I suggest you make your way to the tower. The battle is ready to begin. And with that, I must be off and join the front line.
Good luck.
As to all of you. And Duncan heads off, heading downstairs to the front lines of the battle.
Well, I guess
Feeling
we have
easy.
our orders.
Yep. Let's hope we don't meet any resistance. We didn't really get a chance to recover all that much, and now we have lost one in our group.
Yeah.
All right. With that, the three of you start heading across the bridge. And I am going to send a video link. Even if you've watched it before, or if you never have, and definitely for our viewers in the Twitch stream, I recommend everyone gets this video on their YouTube ready to go. Don't play it yet. Leave it paused at 0. We'll all watch it together. Everyone able to load it? No problems?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone got it ready? Hit play in 3, 2, 1, go. This is what you guys will be watching from the bridge up above. At 2 minutes and 55, we'll stop the video.
plan will work, Your Majesty.
Of course it will. The Blight ends here.
And stop. The battle is now underway. And as you guys were watching the horrors as they disappeared down below, it was a catapult round that flew on up and slammed into the tower's peak. And as we are looking in that direction, we are seeing that the soldiers that were holding that area are now engaged in combat, and there's a bunch of shouting going off in that direction. The tower itself is under attack. And with that will be the end of the session for tonight.